Has everyone had a good week? Robert, I have not seen you for Millennium Time.
No.
Yeah, it's been a while. I'm usually back over there sleeping.
Oh.
Tell me about it. I'm like, oh my God, who is that man? God. So, going round everybody, how has everybody's week been? Starting with Lynn.
I've had a lovely week. I've had Tim come to visit, and I've took him to all the sites that he needs to see. Got loads more to see yet, and we've had a fantastic time. Back to work today. I'm in tomorrow all through the weekend, 7 till 9:30 at night. Hitting it tomorrow weekend, yeah. But I've had a nice break. Even though I've worked in the mornings, it's been a break for me, do you know, because I'm not doing the long days. So it's been lovely.
We miss you, Tim. What about you, Robert? I know it's Saturday morning for you, so we'll say happy Friday for you. How's your week been?
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, I've basically been stuck at home here like normal. Haven't had a chance to go out. I did go out shopping a couple of days back to go get some more medications and stuff like that, but and some foods. Food's good.
Yeah.
Other than that, we're basically stuck in because it's going to be raining for the next 3 days. Even though it's already dumped a whole lot of rain from a tropical low. A tropical low has formed off the coast up north, and it's sort of gone inland and sort of coming around and going to hit back to us. Like the whole of Queensland basically is drenched, and there have been floods into the Northern Territory as well. Like that's the next state over. Like we're here, Northern Territory's here, and yeah, they've been copping it as well. Like there's a place called Catherine, which is totally underwater now. Apparently, they had to evacuate the hospitals. So that tells you how much rain they've had. They got. Do you do centimeters or inches over there?
Both.
I don't know the difference because I'm not dyslexic.
Yeah, they had. I think it was 380 millimeters of rain. So,
Jesus.
38 centimeters.
Yeah, they've had a lot. Over a foot.
Oh.
Wow.
And it's all just going to be trickling down the rivers and tributaries now, and we're going to get flooded again. The next town over where I used to live, Rockhampton, they've just had the floods, and so they're now preparing again for another set of floods.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. We just have rain
glad
all
I
the
live on a
time
hill.
lately, don't we?
It's one of those ones.
Yeah.
It's one of those ones. What about you, Mr. Spookinori? I only seen you like 12 hours ago, but how is life treating one?
Oddly enough, even though it's 5 days since last weekend, I'm still suffering from a paranormal hangover.
Ah, jeez.
My body has not quite
it out, doesn't it?
sort of got back to normality. Normally, it only takes 1, maybe 2 days to get over it. But I think because it was such a long distance away from where I am, and I only slept for an hour in the caravan on the way back. So, it was an 800-mile round journey, which is a lot to do in 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then and obviously I get back into the early hours of Monday morning. I got to sleep at 1 a.m. and then I was up again at 6:30. And then obviously throughout the week it's been getting up early to sort the kids out and get them to school and everything else. And I've had lots of radio shows. I've had lots of podcasts. I've lots of voice recordings to do, and advertising stuff. And it's just been absolutely hectic all week. So I haven't really had time to sit down and relax.
No,
but hopefully this weekend, I'm touching wood big time, that I can sit down and relax this weekend.
Yeah.
I really hope so. I really, really hope so. And the man of the hour, our stranger who's back to join us tonight, Michael, how are you, my love?
I'm doing well.
Your good self?
I'm doing well. I've been writing books and doing podcasts and occasionally getting to go out and do investigations, but not as many anymore. Podcasting and writing kind of eats up all your time.
Talking about writing, people, I have put the link in for Michael's 2 new books. Is it your? In fact, why am I telling you about it? The man of the hour, Michael. Do you want to tell him about your books?
Sure. I have actually written 5 books, but 2 are kind of around the paranormal a little bit. Some of the other ones aren't. But my first book, I got the books with me this time. This is my journey into the paranormal, and it covers investigations I've done, what impacts those investigations had on me, and what got me started, and the origins of my show, the energy that surrounds us, which is delving into the, how do I put it? The unexplained. That's a good way to put it. And then I decided, since I was in a fun mood and was writing and people were asking me questions, I wrote a second book. And this one is, there we go, about my 3-year journey into discovering things about my memory that I was not aware of and have been learning about, and kind of finding out that I've been living 2 lives at the same time and unaware. So that's a journey into that. And that one has the origin stories of my podcast show, The Energy That Surrounds Us. Or no, Writing Through the Unknown. Sorry. I'm still waking up a little bit. It's been a long week. And that book is full of what I remember versus what people have told me. Yeah. So that's important for me. And none of my books have I used AI for the writing.
Yeah.
And my third book was my journey into the metaphysics, which covers topics in the metaphysical field that I grew up with because that was the path I chose, and what I learned, how it can help other people, and explain some principles or ideas that people have heard and may not be aware of. And so that was a fun one to write. And then I decided to write a book about my life in general, travels that I've had, and what it was like growing up, and different aspects of my life. And that is a very thick book, as you can see. That has a chapter in it that is pictures of my life growing up I chose to share. And so you get to see me as a little kid to teenager to young adult to today. And because I lost my dad, I decided the last chapter of the book is just photos of my dad and looking at the life we shared and his life, being in the Navy and growing up and everything through pictures, so that people, can look at that, and it's a way that my mom and I can remember him. So it's kind of a tribute.
Do you know what? I think that's dead sweet, Michael. I think that would be really, really touching to read, and it must have brought you a lot of joy writing that book.
It did, and it brought up a lot of memories, and some of the memories weren't so friendly to me. And I make a point of saying I'm not going to drag everything into this. I'm merely sharing this for context and the reason why I put that in there, and then moved on. And so, will you get a lot of drama from my life? No. I kind of trying to leave all that out and keep everything in a positive frame as I can. But I actually sat down in 1 month and wrote my 5th book and published it.
Wow. You were keen.
And the reason I think it fell that way is it was topics that people have asked me, like past lives or genealogy and ancestry. What does that all have to do with us? And different topics as such. And so I created a small book series. It's going to be a trilogy of deeper insights into the mind of Michael, in which case I just simply go through and I say, okay, we're going to talk about past lives. Well, this is what past lives are defined as. And then I go, well, this is what past lives are to me. This is the impact they can have on us. You're at choice whether you want to look at it or not in this way. And so it kind of is a guidebook, so to speak, and if you are interested in this, what you can look for, how will they unfold, and what can it mean for you. So I kind of been having fun with that. And the deeper insights is a trilogy that I'm working on where I'm taking a couple of topics and just diving into it and sharing with everyone how I dive into it, where I get my insights, where I get my awareness and my thoughts.
Yeah.
And then I leave the conclusions to the readers. I don't ever say this is the answer. Yeah. My hope is the reader will read it and go, I want to know more, and continue researching it, or go, well, that makes sense, and that's all I really need for now. And I'm like, that's great. Leave it there.
Yeah.
I definitely need to read that. Definitely. Hey, Noreen, how are you, my love? But I like how you've done it with the books. Definitely. That's what makes the book interesting.
Right. And what's interesting is the Awakening series, the 4 books. Those are all aspects of my life. So the way I wrote them was, if you're into the paranormal, then you are welcome to read the paranormal book. If you want to know more about metaphysics, you're welcome to read the metaphysical book. If you're interested, in my life in total, you are more than welcome to read all 4 books and tie it together. And good luck if you think you can figure me out, because I'm still trying to do that myself.
I mean, I was going to say that your books appear to be about different aspects of your life journey, and then you beat me to it and said it for me.
Great minds think alike there.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it is a nice way of putting it, and I like the sound of your second book, especially because normally when you go out and you go out and investigate and something happens that you can't necessarily remember, but other people can, it's nice to have that logged down so that you can look back and go, you know, I had 10 minutes that I can't remember, but these people did, and this is what they say happened. And that way it fills in the blanks, and it then settles you a lot easier, doesn't it?
It does. And the second book actually is not in paranormal investigation. It's personal investigation into like astral travel work and other memories where I can remember doing something, but when I go to think about where was I and all that, I have no memory of that.
Yeah.
And so I share it, and then I share where I think this is coming from, where it could be tied to, and you know, it could also be something else. So I leave it open because I don't know. And so I'm not going to draw a conclusion about, oh, this memory is from this program or from this aspect of my life, and then find out it's not and go, oh, now I got to rewrite the book and write an addendum because I was wrong. So this way I wrote all 4 of the books. When I ask questions about myself, I leave it open-ended because if I get answers, I can always write a second book, like a second edition, and go, hey, here's the answers that was not available when I wrote the first book. And that's what I've now discovered.
I'm sitting here quite fascinated, Michael, because I've never, you're sitting, I'm liking the way that, because I'm not going to lie, I would like to write a book, right? But I've not got quite the confidence to that level that you guys, like you and Wayne.
Well,
but I'm sitting listening to you, and I like the way that you're describing it.
So I kind of took a friend's advice. He was the grandson of Ed and Lorraine Warren, and he was telling me, oh, you know, I just finished writing a book and it was really cathartic. I really didn't get as emotional as I thought. That's what was keeping me from writing, is I didn't want to get in the emotional drama again. And so when I heard that, I was like, huh. And then I just sat down and was like, well, what could I write? And so the Awakening series actually originally was 1 book.
Hey, William.
But I walked away from it because I was started to question, you know, would anybody want to read this whole book of different aspects of my life? And then I was like, why don't I break it into 4 books and give people a choice? And so that's where the series was born.
Hello, Wild Bill. Where the hell did you pop up from? I was beginning to think you disappeared to the Wild West.
But one thing I will tell you, Willow, is you create a document, and if you want to do it on computer, create a document and just start writing ideas. Just start writing thoughts. Don't worry about editing. Don't worry about spelling, anything. You just write. Mm-hmm. And then when you think you're done writing everything, that's when you get to hand it over to an editor who will sit there and go, yeah, your grammar here is off and your spelling here is off, and this is actually the right usage of this word. And you can go back and fix it. But I found, for me, I just write. I don't worry about, you know, and the other thing that's good about having a good editor is if you repeat a topic, they'll go, hey, you talked about this earlier. Let's take this part, add it up here. And then, you know, your book becomes one solid story instead of going, oh, we're repeating, because I don't write, like I write a chapter or I write a few paragraphs and then I walk away for a day or 2. I don't ever go back and reread what I wrote, because then I'm like, oh, I'm going to get caught up in what I was writing there. I just start writing now what my new thoughts are for it and what I want to add here. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll have a extra page that nobody sees, and on it says, hey, add this topic and this is what it means. Add this topic. And so then when I'm getting close to feeling done, I can go and say, hey, did I add that in here? Yeah, okay, that's done. Good, I got that. Or, oh, yeah, I meant to add that. And then you can go and put it in. And there is a trick to writing. If you can write it in such a way that people get brought into what you're talking about, you don't need pictures. So, for example, the first book, my paranormal book, I don't have any pictures, mainly because I was worried about people trying to claim my pictures, because everybody has a picture of location.
Right, and all that. Yeah.
And so I was like, let's just skip the photos. And everybody I've talked to that's read the book said, I'm glad you didn't use pictures, because your words paint the picture.
Yeah.
And then in my second, third, and fourth book, I was bringing up ideas and everything that I knew nobody had a frame of reference for. So we used pictures there to help make sense of what you're seeing in words. But don't talk yourself out of writing because you're afraid, one, people won't read it, or two, I don't, have something to say, because you'd be surprised once you get started and not, focus on it, how fast you can actually write.
Oh, I definitely. While Bill says, I know that voice anywhere. Willow, I've missed you, you old pain in the arse.
Thing is, I mean, with mine, I have Microsoft 360 is my editor in a way. It checks my grammar and spelling, tells me where I've gone wrong, and it highlights it. So when I do a chapter, I just go back to the beginning and just look for the marks that say you've made a spelling mistake, and then I correct them then. But when I've finished the book, I hand it over to my partner and she reads it. And then she'll tell me whether it's good or not. Yeah, she'll proofread it, and then I go straight through to Amazon and get it published. And that's it. So they've been a godsend, Amazon, because I was originally, when I went down the road of starting publishing my books, someone had turned around to me and said, you've got to get an agent to go over it and get you a publisher. And I'm thinking, right, okay, and how much is that going to cost? And the cheapest I could find was £129 a month for a publisher. And I'm like, I can't warrant paying that sort of money when I haven't even made a penny from a single sale. So it was suggested. So it was suggested to use Amazon, and it was the best thing I could have done.
I have a friend who's a publisher and that agent, and other friends that have written books, and a lot of them are like, self-publish through Amazon, or if the people who use the agent, is what it does is what you're actually paying for is they will put your name in a list. They hand that list to podcast hosts, and people go down that list and go, hey, this name looks really interesting with this book. Can I interview that person? And then you pay the agent to set up that interview, and you show up and you do an interview. And I was like, well, that's great, because that, has access to people's shows that I probably would not have on my own merit.
Yeah.
But like you're saying, I found one for $100 US, and I was like, per show. And I was like, 1 or 2 shows, that could be doable with not having like you're saying, money coming in from these books, but if I get 5 or 6, I gotta sell probably like double that amount in books to cover
exactly.
that cost.
Yeah,
and
You've
like,
got to make the sales from that one specific interview to warrant paying out the money in the first place.
Right.
And it does get awkward. So I mean, and I think the good thing about Amazon is that although you're publishing through them and they'll use their platform to sell your books, and you can pay to sort of have it pushed to the top of the book list as such, so people tend to see that before others. I like the fact that you can also buy copies for yourself at the printer's cost, and then you can sell them yourself to other people via social media platforms. So you then make more profit rather than what Amazon are making. You can actually buy them yourself and sell them at the same price, but you get more profit from it.
That's true. And one of the things though that I noticed from doing the author's copy, like you're saying, where it's at cost and not the book cost, is I will order my author's copy the day it's released, and it takes about a month to get it. Where if I just order the book, I get it in like a week or less. And I'm like, I don't know why, they're asking me to buy author's copies, because they take forever to get. And there's no difference between the author's copy and the bought version.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I just buy the version, get it faster. And I actually do a deal where if somebody asks me to autograph their book and they live far away, I will have them send me the cost of the book plus shipping.
Yep.
And then I order the book, sign it, and ship it to them. And so technically it sounds like I'm not making any money, but I actually am, because I'm not paying for the book, they are, so it becomes a wash there, but it still counts as a book sale.
Yeah.
That's pretty nuts.
But the thing you have to think about too, that I kind of wasn't thinking about, because I was like, oh, selling, people buy books. I'll get money right away and I can start, doing this, and this. Amazon takes 2 to 3 months to send you the royalties.
Yeah.
So as you're sitting there writing and thinking, okay, I can use this money for this, realize you got to wait 2 or 3 months before you start seeing that.
Yeah. Yeah, so they will pay royalties every quarter. But the thing for me is I don't do it to earn a living. I do it because I enjoy writing, and my books are all fiction. So I just put them onto Amazon. I'll advertise it for a while, and then every now and then when it's like World Book Day, I'll do a special offer and I'll put an advert out on all my social media platforms and just let it go from there. But I'll always buy 10 of each copy so that I can sell personally myself, and I wrap them in a black or a red ribbon, and I've got a wax seal that I can put on them as well. So they sort of become gift wrapped with the signature in. And every time I get too low, I'll order another 10 of each book. So, and I just poodle along. I write the books, get them published, and that's it. I don't worry about how much comes in at the end of the 3 months. I just go for it.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Just if I was going to an event, I probably would order author copies well in advance.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, and then be like, instead of being out, say, $140, I'm only out $30 if nobody buys one. So I'm like, that's easier to swallow than going and being like, a lot of people are like, oh my God, I put so much money into this event and into, bringing these books and nobody's buying, and you can see on their face and go, yeah, you didn't buy the author's copy. So yeah, you're stressing because you got to get that money back. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
big pressure.
I mean, in a way, it's like it's a business strategy, isn't it? You go out on an investigation or an event, and with their permission, you could say to them, it's all right if I bring my books to sell. Most people will say, yeah, that's fine. So you set up a little table with all your books on it and give them a price that, although you pay the printer's cost, you put, say, I don't know, $5 extra on top of the collection, or $10 extra on top of the collection, and sell them as a set. And if they sell, they sell. If they don't, they don't. But you've got, say, you sell 2 sets in one investigation. So you've then got 8 books that are now off what you've got. And then your next time round, you put them out again. So gradually, they slowly start disappearing, and then you get ready to to order some more. But you've got that comeback, and that's all in your pocket. Nobody else has got the profit from that, so it benefits you more.
Right, and even at the place, if it's like a friend and they're like, hey, for a percentage, we'll let you sell. That percentage is out of the profit side, not the actual book cost. If you do it right, like you're saying with the author's copy, that's easier to do because you're both making profit big time off of it versus if you bought them at a cost and you're like, yeah, that's not going to work because then it's like you're going to charge more than the book is actually worth, and why are they going to pay for that?
Yeah. I mean, I originally got told off for selling my books too cheap. They were like £3.50. It's too cheap. You need to put the price up. You need to put it up to at least $6.99. And I'm like, why? I'm not doing it to make money. I'm doing it because I enjoy it, and I like the thought that other people enjoy my books.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I gotta say I like about Amazon is they have a price range when you set up how much you're gonna sell your book for, where they're like, this is the cheapest, and they show you how much royalty you could make on it. So if that's what your goal is, you can look at that and see, and then they're like, and don't sell it for more than this price.
Yeah.
And so you have a nice window to where you can decide, like, and it's something like, I think it's like $10 to $130 per book they recommend. And I'm like, that's not bad. I mean, and doing the digital version, they're like, they have a special window, for that of cost. And so they really do a lot to ease your mind, because you're like, I don't, like you're saying, I don't want to sell it too cheap, but at the same time, I don't want to, sell it for more than people are willing to pay. And where can I, make my time count too in this? And they figure it all out for you. And one of the nice things about Amazon too is I am in the program of, if a library or say Barnes and Noble or a bookstore wants to get copies of the books, I'm like, yeah, they're totally eligible to do that. And it says, and we'll give you royalties on those sales. I'm like, cool. So that's a bonus. I don't know that any have yet. Please do if you're listening. But I, and even the Amazon books, it's like the Kindle version. It seems strange to people that you could offer it through their program for free if they pay for their reading, because you don't get any royalties for that.
Yeah.
But what people don't realize is, if this person's reading this book and they're enjoying it and it didn't cost them anything, and their device is digital, so if that breaks, they got to get a new one and transfer, and it doesn't work, or if they get a different brand, then you're hoping, well, they really like the book, so maybe they'll get a paperback or hard copy this time and get the other books too. And so it still gets the book out there in the hopes that, people will,
I mean, I've had a few regular customers that have gone Kindle first. So they've brought the digital version, and then they've come back to me and gone, "Can I have that in a physical book and signed, please?" I'm
one of the guilty people that add the Kindle. One of the people.
I mean, the thing is, when you buy the electronic version, the profit margin's better because there's no printing costs.
Right. But
so for the author, your profit is a lot better. But when you've got likes of Amazon Prime, you get the Audible as well, and it gives you 1 free book a month. So, like Michael says, if you've got that 1 free book a month and it's one of your books that you select, then where's the profit from it? Because they've got it for free and you haven't been paid anything for it.
Right. And
so it's working that system so that you do get something from it, which on that way, you've got to obviously set it up to do the Audible.
Yeah.
But Willow, there is one downside to getting the digital Kindle version. And that is if I sign my book Kindle version on your Kindle, everything you read is going to have my signature on it.
Yeah.
I would love that. I'd be like, oh my God, Michael. I'd be like, Michael, sign this.
I'd get Lois. Lois will get one of my books and she'll go, "Can you sign it for me?" And I'll just get one of those diamond cutters and write my name across the screen.
He would, and he wouldn't even put Wayne. He'd put B-52 Love Shack right across it.
Can you imagine though, Wayne, if you were laser cutting it, somebody says something to you and you look down and instead of writing Willow, you wrote Willows, and you're like, oh, well, now I got to go erase that letter.
I know.
Make it look a whole lot worse.
Wild Bill, are you still in the chat? Oh, Jean. Because I wonder if Wild Bill's still in, because if he is, I'm going to drop you a message, Wild Bill. But definitely, I mean,
I will say, Willow, as you were asking me earlier about writing, I had the fear of, I'm going to put all this time and energy into writing and nobody is going to want to read this book. And I had to bite down on that fear and just say, you know what? If nobody buys it, at least I've tried. And, if anything, I conquer my fear that way. And Amazon gives you a report that tells you how many books have been pre-ordered or how many books have been ordered. And when you're looking at that screen at 0 and you're like, man, it's been 2 weeks, 0. It kind of can get a little bit like, oh, nobody's going to read it. But when you are looking at it and it goes 1, 3, 5, 7, 10, you're like, wow, people are like, it kind of is like a euphoric, like, wow, people are reading this because I know, like, if I buy, if somebody writes a foreword for me, I buy them a book and I sign it and give it to them as my thank you for their contribution to the book. If somebody edits or does cover work, I do the same thing. And so when I see the numbers, I subtract the numbers off of that. And my mom is supportive and she buys one of each. So I subtract that.
Oh.
And then I look, and when I get like 10, I'm like, well, that's 5 books, that's, I have no idea who bought them. And I'm like, that is a cool feeling. 5 strangers have bought my book.
Yeah.
And each month I will look, and some months are more books sold than others. And I'm like, yeah, and everything came out so close together. I'm like, yeah, you know, I got to give people time to read. But at the same time, though, it's nice to have that, and you got to watch that when you're looking at that screen, because every month it restarts to 0.
Yeah.
And you don't, when like February 28th, and go looking and going, oh, great, I got 9 books. And then March 1st goes 0. Go, where did the books go? What happened?
Do you know what?
And then you got to remember, oh, this is a new month. I'm starting over.
I've done that a few times and thought, oh, book sales this month are all right. And then the following day I've gone, what? Where have they gone?
Yeah.
February is the month to trick these guys.
Yeah. But they do it on purpose. I'm sure they do.
Yeah, but the one thing that I think like that's working for me and for Wayne, I'm gonna suppose this is, we're writing to get the information out. We're not writing to be the #1 bestseller, or we're not writing to be on every, you know, bookshelf and every bookstore and airplane, you know, stores and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I'd always had a knack of writing stories and poems, and my mum had always said to me, you know, you should publish them. And eventually I got given that push to sort of, I started off by actually reading the stories live on TV show Most Haunted's Facebook group. And when I left working for Most Haunted, my mum pushed me into getting them published, and we found Amazon. And she was like, "Oh, you can get these published now through Amazon. Watch the money come rolling in." And I just turned around to her and I said, "Look, if I sell just one book or one of each book, I'm happy. Yeah. At least one person has read that book." And like you, I sat there each month looking at the analytics, and I'm like, "Oh, I sold 6 books this month. Following month, I sold 12 books this month." And I've gone past my target of that one book, and I'm thinking, well, at least somebody has brought it. And then I was speaking to somebody the other day, and they said, "Oh, I brought 2 of your books secondhand." And I went, my books have been sold secondhand. And they went, "Yeah, do you know someone called Kath?" And I went, "Out of all the people in the United Kingdom, do I know someone called Kath?" That's sort of narrowed it down so much. I know a few Kathys or Catherines around my area. That's without the rest of the UK. And they went, "No, you signed the book to Kath." And I went, "So that is an author's copy for a start off." I said, "So that has narrowed it down quite a lot." I said, "But how much did you pay for it?" She went, £7 each. And I went, hang on a minute, you paid £7 for each book? They went, "Yeah." I said, "Well, for a start off, your name's not Kath, so that book is pointless to you being named." Right. I said, "You just got my signature on it." I said, "But when I first sold the books, they were £3.50 a book." Oh dear. I said, "I got told off by Amazon that they were too cheap, so I put them up to £5. I said, "I'm still selling as many as I did beforehand." I said, "But even then, brand new, they're still cheaper than what you paid for them."
Yeah.
Oh,
he was like,
that secondhand person is making a huge profit off of you.
Yeah. World of Books. If you look on World of Books and put in Spookanori, one of my books is for sale on there.
I actually love the World of Books. I've got to say, I'm a guilty creature for that one and all.
Yeah, but for an author, World of Books is an author's nightmare.
I can imagine. Right,
because we can see
quickly.
We see our books going out secondhand to other people to read when they could have brought them from us cheaper.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not only that, but
hey, Kate.
Think about if you're an author and you just literally wrote that book and you find it secondhand.
Yeah.
Like, wow, my book went from right being published to already secondhand.
Yeah.
Wow, that must have not been a good book.
And you're like, oh. Yo, Kate says.
Sometimes I look at it and I think to myself, if you were going to sell it secondhand, you might as well just put it on the bonfire.
Yeah.
You know, I think, well, they obviously loved the book that much that they decided to sell it.
There's only one book that I would put on the bonfire, and I can't say whose book it was because I would get into serious trouble if I named and shamed whose book I would put on the bonfire. But
I'm one of those authors
whose book I would put on top of the bonfire.
Yeah. I'm the type of author, though, if I'm signing the book, I'm writing a message to that person. So if anybody buys it secondhand, it's going to be like,
what the heck
you're getting this book and
it's not even signed to you.
a message that has nothing to do with you whatsoever. And the only way I could see that is if like we were dead and we became collector's items, then having that signature and message, that is something worth having. But if we're alive,
that's why I bought loads of Wayne's books.
Aye.
Because when he dies, I could sell them on for a profit.
Kate says, I see Robert's brought his bird to the show too. I was going to actually ask about who's the good looking one at the end.
Yeah, here's the funny thing. Most of the books that I've signed have a strip on them that says not for resale. So if I find people have bought them, I'll be like, you kind of broke the law because that was not allowed to be sold.
Don't do that, you big bastard. I was like,
listen,
who the fuck is
I
that?
couldn't let this poor guy be the only American on the show, you know.
Hello,
Mr. X is ex-mounted cock.
I don't know. It's in the closet.
Ooh.
Hello, Tom.
He's going to get it. Yeah, there it is.
Hey.
Had to make an appearance.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's it. Well, it's about right, actually. We got 10 minutes to go and the mayhem is about to start. So we've got that about right timing. Hi, Tom. How you doing?
Oh, I'm all right. You know, doing the best I can.
You might as well kick it off. I mean, everybody just comes in at the end. They're just like, oh, we all know it's wrapping up time. Why not just all appear at the end?
In my defense, I only got done work 50 minutes ago, and I had to stop and get beer and tequila. So, you know.
Oh, well,
all about the priority.
The tequila's for Sunday, Robert.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything.
Please have a few shots for me.
I can. I can have all the shots for you.
He already has one.
There you go. Everyone.
I will. I'll have a whole bottle for everyone.
Kate's asking why tequila.
Because,
why not tequila?
Well, that's what my dad would always send me to go get some Jose. And I figured, you know, we just closed his bank account and moved all of his assets there into a what do they call that? The trust, not the trust, not the trust, the
estate,
whatever. Yeah, the estate. There you go. That's it. So we made an estate account and we moved all his money there. But it's kind of like a solemn day. So we're closing his.
Tonight.
Huh? Okay.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Okay.
She got sucked into the abyss.
Yeah.
She did. Yeah.
She went down the long pier.
It's gone all into the estate account, so why not get some of your dad's favourite drink? And
I figure I'm going to have a shot with him tonight, and then the rest of it I'm going to save for when we play Minecraft on Sunday.
Yeah.
So that should make it very interesting.
I'll be watching.
It's not live.
So if you're gonna use that on Sunday, you're gonna have to, instead of calling it Minecraft, it's gonna have to be Tequila Craft.
It probably will be.
Yeah.
I'll be sitting here building with my shot glasses while they're on there playing.
Robert,
Where you at?
Tequila Mickey Bird.
That's right.
Anyway, I interrupted your conversation. Go on.
No.
We forgot over there.
Really?
But that's all right. That's all right, Tom, because the conversation's going to turn in a minute because Lois has got to go.
Yeah, Lois has got to go. Lois is on another podcast.
Yeah.
I am tonight. I am on Lost Through the Rabbit Hole. I've been promising Josh for a while that I would do a podcast with him, and it's both.
You'd be good on that.
Oh.
Well, he's
and to be fair, this is the only night that me and Josh are actually free together. So I was like, whoa. So, but I could do
I assume there's like internet airways between you and Josh.
What?
I assume there's internet airways between you and Josh.
No, like that. He's like a brother with another mother, like Nick.
What you missed, Richard, was she was supposed to be on with Wayne, but Wayne can't make it, so now it's just her.
Oh, come on, Matt, with you, Lo, if you want.
I could too, because he's asked me to be on there.
So I would say, Josh, you put an invitation and thing me. You put it into the group chat, so if you quickly get into the group chat and tell them you're interested, you could get in.
Done.
I dread those group chats. I get added to group chats. I don't even know what they're about, and I'm like, they ask, and they're like, they don't even know what it's about.
I feel you.
I must admit, I got added to one the other day about a podcast, and it was about dads in the paranormal, and I'm just like, okay.
Right, so Robert, Richard, do you guys coming afterwards?
I'm not interested, yeah.
Might as well.
Okay, 2 minutes. I'll add you to the group chat.
All right.
You know what would be really funny to do to him, Willow? Is take everybody that's on this show and go on to that show. We're all here for you.
You'll be like, holy shit, what did you do?
See what's going on now.
You're like, who's this guy with this big yellow cock? What the hell? I got a little red one too.
There we go.
Yeah, but that was before the surgery.
Right. Then we got the enlargement and extension. There was a time where the red one was inside the yellow one too.
I remember that. Yeah.
Oh wow. There's a red one.
I love watching panel shows. I love watching panel shows when you get somebody who this is their first time on, and then somebody comes in with and they start talking as this plush doll, and everyone's like communicating, having a great time, and you see the person who's never seen this before is like, what is going on?
That's why I see last night. I had my good friend on last night, Nicky Stone, and it was his first podcast last night, and I was like, I better warn you guys, behave yourselves. That poor boy, you'll have him shine himself. And then I thought of Tom, and I could just imagine Tom coming in with this jacket up.
The thing is, but the thing was though, when we first started doing this, we said, right, well, Thursday night is the serious night, and Friday night is going to be the fun night. Hence why it's called Fools and Ghouls. And over the time, it's just gone completely haywire. And just about every episode, whether it's a Thursday or a Friday, even the movie ones, it's just become a really enjoyable podcast because not only have we had the serious talks, but we've had fun with it as well.
Do you know what it is? Yeah. I think because we work so... Oh, who's missing? Richard. Richard, you rude bastard. Who are you?
So when Dick leaves, we'll bring on the cop.
Yeah.
His name's Richard. All right, never mind. If I gotta explain the joke.
Oh, he's a baby. I think what it is we work so well together. And I think, see, to make a podcast, you've got to have that chemistry where you can have a team where they bond and they can have a laugh and things like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If you just throw a team together and they don't have that gel, I don't think it works.
It just falls apart.
Well, see, I'm the guy that comes in and just causes chaos. That's my job. I get everybody off topic. We laugh, we joke.
Yeah, but every show needs that every once in a while.
I do it on every show I go on.
Oh, could I? Here, Izzy.
And then she was yesterday saying that for us to behave, like in the chat about the guy that she had on yesterday, like, so everybody's got to behave. It's his first time. And then Wayne said, oh, well, maybe so-and-so will have to come out. I said, or even worse, me. It was nothing but crickets after that. I could feel everybody going, Tom, don't.
Hiya, Trouble. He said, sorry, guys, and it might not be on long. Got a hole. Oh, you've got a hole. And oh, sorry, your tooth. Sorry. And now got a damn abscess driving me around the twist.
Ooh.
If you can get them, try some cloves. Get some of the natural cloves.
Yeah, get some cloves.
Rub that onto the...
Yeah, definitely cloves because you don't want to be walking around naked, especially if it's cold outside.
Yeah, because your nipples... Nobody says Tom is expanding his cock range. Yes.
Oh, I've just realised what you meant. Cloves. Ah, right, okay.
Yes, not TH.
I think Pickle Millie is loved up. I think
he's watching a live thing on the Chicago lot over there.
He is always on Nick time. If he says I'm going to be here at this time, you can add about an hour to 2 or 3 hours to that. That'll be about the time he comes around.
That's because he's
definitely Nick time. That is.
Definitely. He's been doing that forever.
So really what we need to do is say our goodbyes now and then press the end live before Nick gets a chance in to go, hello, just as we're about to finish.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry I'm so late, guys, but unfortunately I had to insert excuse here.
He's watching the Jesse Jackson live memorial.
Sorry I'm late, guys. I had to watch the gerbil.
Yeah,
and then I had to eat some pasta and it took 5 hours.
Sorry, guys.
I had to sprinkle the cat.
He turned around and said, yeah, tune on them and heavy meds and clothes are always optional.
Well, yeah, sure.
Depending on where you are.
You know what's funny, Willow? As many times I've been on your show, I just now found the chat room.
Oh, you saw that?
Don't worry.
What is this button that has this dot on it? I'm like, oh, it's the chat room.
You're just like, wow.
I've just found it as well. Michael, I've just found the chat room as well.
There's one down. This one's the private chat too.
You're like, wow, who are all these people?
I'm not even going to try looking for the chat room because it's coming up on my phone so small I can't even read it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Here's my glasses.
I don't even know where mine are.
Yeah, I got an extra pair here. You want them?
I want to thank Michael for coming on. Thank you very much, my honey. Definitely don't leave it as long. We'll get you back in a few weeks, definitely, without a shadow of a doubt. Robert, stop staying away. Tom, you're the same. No, for fuck's sake.
Tom, you've got bigger glasses, not bigger cocks.
Whoa, that's don't ever put glasses on top of glasses.
No, I found that one.
How's that?
Oh, for God's sake.
Oh, look at that.
Hey,
Oh! Please don't stay away. If this has made you stay away, I do apologise, but we'll get you in a few weeks. But guys,
no worries.
I have put Michael's book link twice in the chat. Guys, please go and check his books out.
Yep.
You will see myself. Used to fucking kill me.
Oh, look at
Used
that.
to where I'm pointing away. And Mr. X.
Hey.
But yeah, I give up on this show. We will see you in the next show. But guys, enjoy your weekend. Have a good weekend. We'll see you soon. Bye, everyone.
Don't you love this show?